Okay, we've learned about internal links and we've learned about external links, but what about relative links? How do we link to our own pages? Say we have two web pages side by side and we want to link back and forth to them. How do we go about doing that? Well, there's a special way that we do it. And basically we just chop off the HTTPS part and we don't give it a pound sign or a number sign or hashtag symbol, whatever you want to call it. We don't give it that. We simply say go to new file.html. And it's actually pretty simple, but it can get somewhat complicated when you're just learning HTML and learning how paths on computers work. So this video is actually split up into two sections. And down the road, we are going to learn about asset pathing, which is how we get into more complicated structures, such as linking to another file that is in another directory, another folder. Right now, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to have one link or one page that links to another page that's right beside it, and it's going to link back, so we can flip back and forth. So let's go ahead and get started with that right now. First things first, I'm in my editor, so open your editor, and we are going to create a new file, and this is simply going to be called, what do we want to call this one? Let's call this, because this is relative, let's call this relative links. Let's call it relative link 1.html with an underscore in there. So let's go ahead and create our HTML structure. We've got a head in there, we have got a title, and that title can be relative link page number 1. And in here, by the way, for the shortcut in VS Code, all I'm doing is typing like body, and as it autofills, I hit tab and it just creates the beginning tag. So this starting tag and that end tag for me. It's really, really nice. So just hit tab. And in my body, I want to link to, no, let's not do that. Let's make this very clear. This is page number 1. And let's create a link. Oh, that did not do what I wanted it to do. ahref, and we want to create a link to go to page number 2. And we're going to copy this page into relative link 2, so a different page. Now we have both of them in here, and can I actually split this? Let's, so I just went to view, editor, layout, and let's split, right? Yeah, there we go. And let's go ahead and open relative link 1 and relative link 2. So let's move you over here. So on the left, I have relative link 1. On the right, I have relative link number 2. And let's make this just a tad smaller so we can see what's going on both pages. So on number 2, let's go to this page is number 2 and go to page number 1. Now I'm going to open up Firefox. You can open up whichever browser you like, and I'm simply going to open up one of these two pages. And you can see that it says this page is number 1. Let's make that larger. This is page number 1. Go to page number 2. But if you look at the bottom left, because we didn't give it a link, it stays basically empty. It's going to link to itself. It's going to go to relative underscore link 1.html. Now to link to the second page, all we have to do is put in that file name. So let's go ahead and put relative link 2.html. And over here in relative link 2.html, let's put relative link 1.html. And let's put these on new lines so that we can keep this in sort of intact so we can see it all in one go. So one page is going to link to page number 2 and page number 2 is going to link to page number 1. Save, refresh, my link changes color because I've never clicked it. And now this goes to page number 2, this goes to page number 1. They're different sizes because I have the zoom set on one page, but if I reset that zoom, now we're linking to different pages, and watch that URL change as well, that URL up here, that link. It's changing from relative link 1 to relative link 2. Now, really, that's all there is to relative linking. So whenever you're creating a web page with multiple pages, maybe you have, for example, maybe you have an about page, a contact page, and a home page. Well, typically, your home page is always going to be index.html. Your about page might be about.html. And your contact page might be contact.html. And so all you would do is you would put a link in here. Instead of relative link 2, you would put about.html, say about me, something like that. And assuming that about.html actually exists, you'll get the page served. It will show you the about page. Now, as an example, let's go back to the browser, refresh, and let's click about me, because we do not have a page called about.html. There's no about.html document. We are going to get this page, file not found, missing page, 404, something like that. Now, generally in web development, this is called a 404, a missing page. And whenever you see the big letters 404, that just means that that particular page you're looking for does not exist. So let's go back. I'm going to fix that up, undo that, and get rid of this stuff. And let's talk about your task. So your task for this particular lesson is to create 2 HTML files and link them together. Create link 1.html and create link 2.html, and then link them to each other so that you can simply open up your page in your browser and you can switch between them like this. Now I'm just going to close that down and I'm going to create a new file here and I'm going to type out congrats, because you've gotten this far, and that's actually very, very far. And the reason I'm saying congrats is because not only have you learned a lot at this point, this is also a major turning point in your career as a future developer. You can now link pages together. And that is really the core principle behind the entire internet. If we were not able to create one page and link it to another page, nobody would be able to find anything else on the internet. We wouldn't be able to link to each other. We wouldn't have this giant web of websites. Nobody would know about Google or Facebook. Google actually wouldn't even exist if this feature didn't exist. So you've actually come a long way. And at this point, you can start creating a giant web of web pages and linking them together. So hey, congrats. Now, when you're done with your task, again, create relative link 1 and relative link 2 and link the 2 pages together. When you're done with that, let's head on over to that next lesson where we are going to learn about images.